everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a look through my reading journal that I set up for 2021. I have had bullet journals in the past, but I find that I get too perfectionist when I work on them, so I try to have this one be a little bit more fast and loose in setting it up. It's probably not as pretty as other bullet journals or reading journals on YouTube, but it works well for me and I'm really enjoying using it so far. On the front cover we have a couple stickers from Redbubble, as well as on the inside front page. These originally were on the cover of a different notebook, but I didn't really like where I was going with that notebook, so I transferred them over here because they're so cute and I want to represent my girl Hilda in every way I can. Eventually I'll do some type of cover page, but right now this page is empty. So this is my books read spread. As you can see, I started in November 2020 and I'm planning on going to at least November 2021 to have all of the spots filled up. My goal for the year is to read 25 books, and as you can see, I've gotten a little bit of progress so far. If I make it to over 25, I will probably make another spread of this later on in the book, but for right now I figured this would be a good goal. I actually finished Children of Dune, so I can go ahead and glue in the book cover for that here. I keep all of the book covers in this little pouch. These are all the books I think I'm going to be reading in the next couple months or so. So I'm just going to use a glue stick and put this in the correct spot. I'll give it a rating later, as well as eventually put in Rerailed here once I finish up with that book. The next page, I have some more spaces for upcoming books, as well as a section here that I think at the end of the year I will put in my favorite book, my least favorite book, and the books that I would recommend to people based on my reading consumption of the previous year. The next section is for movies that I have recently watched. The spread is pretty minimal because I wanted to have as much space as possible for movies because I tend to watch them pretty frequently. The next section I have here is for anime and manga. As you can see, I've watched no anime this year. I don't anticipate to watch more than 9. I'm not a huge anime watcher actually. And for manga, I didn't anticipate to read that much either, but now that I've gotten back into BL, I can anticipate that I will probably fill up this page pretty quickly. And going in on there, we have my first set of spreads. This one is for November. And then this one is for December. I did a little bit more decorating on this one. I think it looks pretty cute. This section over here is my reading tracker, so I color in a square every time I've read for the day. And then we move on to my cover page for 2021. This one I just used a lot of washi tape that was given to me by a friend that is JoJo themed. I think it's so incredibly cute, and I had originally just posted it in another notebook, but I was getting rid of that notebook, so I wanted to transfer it into something a little bit more permanent, and I think this is really cute. Okay, the next spread is a big goal I have for this coming year. I want to try and read as many pieces of Gothic literature as I can. Overall, I think the spread is pretty cute and also pretty minimal, but it definitely reflects the themes really well with kind of this more distressed look from the stamps, as well as I drew a little Gothic castle, classic dark and stormy night up here. The next spread is the one I did for January. This one is also pretty minimal. I definitely didn't do as much reading in January as I feel like I should have. I kind of had a couple stretches of days where I just wasn't feeling it. This is an unfinished spread, but now that I've finished the first 3 books in the Dune saga, I think I'm going to write down all of my thoughts about them here. And preemptively, I just kind of put in some images that I thought would fit the themes really well. And now we move on to February. So the month has just begun at the time I'm recording this, so I've only had, a couple days into the month to start reading. But we're going to work on decorating this spread right now. As you can see with my other spreads, I kind of go pretty minimally. I just tend to use a couple select washi tapes and stickers as I see fit. For this one, I'm going to go, pretty classic and do a bunch of red and pink ones for the Valentine's season. I also have this sticker here that's of one of the Monster X members that I think would fit the theme as well. So yeah, let's get right on into it. Okay, so honestly that looks pretty good so far. As you can see, I kind of just have a repetitive strategy of putting washi tapes in the corners, and sometimes I will overlap them. Moving on, we have a blank spread here, and this is where I want to put my March monthly spread. I already pre-print out my March label. I just think it's easier than trying to write it freehand. So I'll probably refer back to the previous spreads as I am gluing things in just to make sure everything is centered as it should be. So I'm going to build out my calendar here. I know that my length of my lines is 13 centimeters long, so I usually go like a couple centimeters in, starting at 3 and at 10, and then each mark from there will be one of the days. I'm just going to go ahead and do that for the entire month. And now I'll go ahead and draw the lines out. As you can see, my notebook is a lined notebook instead of a dotted one, but I still make it work, and I actually think the lines are a little bit more helpful. They just don't look as aesthetically pleasing, I guess, if you don't have anything like filling up the page. If you have a lot of blank space, then you can tell that's a lined notebook as opposed to a dotted notebook where it just looks like a plain piece of paper. As you can see, I don't actually do it based on the starting date. I just do it as in 1 to 7, and then, you know, that'll be the first of the month. Not that this column necessarily represents like Sunday or Monday. And I think that that's easier for me to understand. Here, I'm going to have my section for my TBR. Don't necessarily know what I'm going to write down here because I'm not sure what I'm going to get finished in the month that will have to carry over. Up here we have my events section. And lastly, I have a section for my videos that I have planned coming up. Okay, so that is the basic structure, and now we can go ahead and add in all of the details. For this color scheme, I want to do something pretty like fresh for the springtime, so I'm thinking about doing a lot of these greens, as well as some accents of like a darker brown and gold. I think for stickers, I have a ton of these Jimin stickers, and I want to use at least some of them in this just because I have so many of them, and I think his color scheme with like the blonde and the overall like light tones in these stickers will go really well. So let's just get right into it. Here I'll use a thin washi tape to be underlining for my different categories. I think these Jimin stickers are really cute, where he has like a little cat outfit. I really like this one of him like reaching up, so I think I might stick that over here, and maybe just a couple other cute Jimin faces in some other areas. Also, I can't tell you where these stickers are from. A lot of my stickers are just gifts from friends. I would assume these are from a Korean army, given that there's a lot of Korean writing on the stickers. The stickers are actually clear, which is really helpful because I don't have to be super precise in how I'm cutting them. And lastly, I think I'll use this cute bubble sticker here. I'm going to put that right in the corner over here. Oh, that looks so cute. I'm really happy with how this spread turned out. So yeah, that is the last spread in my book. We can do a full flip through now. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending some time with me as I work on my spreads. If you guys like the journal content, please let me know down below. I'm going to obviously keep working on this for my own use, but I'd love to continue showing with you my spreads each month. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching until the end of the video. Please consider subscribing if you aren't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye!